And we are back. And now we're tackling this both excellent and a little challenging question about Venn diagrams. Maybe a lot challenging. That's okay. Challenges are the things that help us learn the most. But since this one is fairly challenging, you may have never encountered a question like this, I do want to kind of talk through how we would do some logical reasoning of this question. So make sure you've read through this question before getting started, kind of thought about it a little bit. We are looking at number 4, and that is from week 1, chunk 2. Okay, so this is the question we're looking at together. And we're just going to be doing some reasoning together on this page. So let's just kind of start through it. Really the best way to get through this is to kind of take it one sentence at a time and see if you can figure out what that means, what important information that has to impart. The survey showed all the students who liked wrestling also liked football. So we're going to stop there. And in fact, I'm going to stop there and cover this up and suggest that we've seen a Venn diagram like this. So all the students who liked wrestling, all of them, also liked football. We've seen some examples of this in class. There are Venn diagrams that look like this. We have a group embedded in another group. It is a subgroup. So now we have to figure out which group is the subgroup. If everyone who liked wrestling, all of those wrestling people liked football, this is the group that liked wrestling because all of them are inside of another group. So we might call this likes football. And we might say this is the group that also likes wrestling. And I know this is not the way the question is worded, but it is how the information is actually useful to us. That everyone who likes wrestling also likes football. Not everybody that likes football likes wrestling. Some of them might not like it, but all of those people that like wrestling also like football. Okay, so now that we have this, we're going to go back to our diagram from the question and see if we can figure out what the relationship must be, or if it's present here. So we're looking for a group that shows a circle inside of another circle. So take a minute and study that. And I'm going to suggest that we see a circle inside of another circle here. It's a little bit hard to see by the way it's laid out, but D is completely inside of C. It's the only place that happens. B is not completely inside of another circle, neither is A, and C is not completely inside of another circle. That means, if this is the only place this happens, we know that D must be wrestling, and we know that C must be football. We've already deduced 2 of these things from a single sentence. So we've got to continue identifying the rest of the circles, and numbers start getting involved as well. I would encourage you to try and ignore the numbers a bit for now, but we're also going to talk about how those numbers come back in, but you'll probably want to read through this twice. Okay. Of those who liked wrestling, we now know that's this group, okay, 9 also liked baseball. Now ignore the fact that there are a certain number of people there. Basically what they're saying, there are people that like wrestling that also like baseball. So take a look at your circle for wrestling. Does it overlap with another circle? It does. And so what sport must that circle be associated with? So I'm going to suggest we now know this one. Okay? Let's carry on. We can come back to the numbers. So of those who liked wrestling, 9 also liked baseball. You might know what that means because it means that 9 people liked both of them. Okay. There were 45 students who liked basketball. Well, that's interesting. Of those, 29 liked football. Well, let's take another minute here because I'd honestly forgotten that we had 4 sports that I needed to find. But if I've got 3 of them, I've got the 4th one as well. okay, by process of elimination. So I've got football, I've got wrestling, I know what B is, I know what A is. So now that we know which ones go where, we can start assigning the numbers. So again, of those who liked wrestling, 9 also liked baseball. There's an overlap of wrestling and baseball. The 9 also liked baseball, meaning 9 liked wrestling and baseball. Okay? So we have to identify where that goes. There were 45 students who liked basketball. We have to find the circle that represents basketball. That means the entire circle for basketball, let's say it's A, okay? The entire circle has to add up to 45. And so we don't actually have enough information to place the number 45 anywhere. It's split up between 2 spaces. So there were 45 students who liked basketball. Of those 45, 29 liked football. So we're basically being told that 29 like, I've forgotten which one is which here, 29 like football and basketball. And we're going to carry on like this. Going through each sentence, figuring out what that tells us about each space, knowing that one number means the entire space in a circle. So in fact, I would suggest here that we've got 29 in this circle, and then 45 minus 29 in this circle, or the space of the circle, I should say. So I'm going to let you finish this up, and if you do have questions, email your instructor.